Hey there, and my name's Bubba, owner of Bubba's Meat Shop, and today I'll be hosting for DT and reading the scripts. So recently, I've noticed how boring this channel is, been feeling, and my lack of drive to make any new videos, which I thought was just burnout. Truth is, it runs a bit deeper than that. Well, what do I mean? Well, for those of you unaware, I once had a YouTube channel named Sharo Ring, and yes, I'm well aware that Sharo Ring was commonly memed on for it being mass produced with little time put into it. As well, I made God Awful Iceberg, which, yes, that is at all accurate. Sharo Ring videos were hot garbage to say the least, and some of that poor quality followed into Drone Style. For a short while, before the videos started becoming somewhat decent like they are today, over time I learned how to make better scripts, do better research, and overall gain a much higher integrity from my content than I had previously. But there was a substantial difference between Drone Throne and Sharo Ring, besides the drastic distance and drastic change in quality. Well, if you don't know, Sharo Ring began as a strictly Murder Drones related content, strictly covering Murder Drones main content and side content like fan projects. But as time went on, it started covering indie animation in general, which led to me to want to make a channel dedicated to just Murder Drones, hence Drone Throne. And over time, the channel gained many subscribers and became the size it is today, nearing almost 15,000 subscribers and counting. But what is this video about? Well, I essentially want to do what Sharo Ring did. No, I do not mean mass-produced content with very little time put into it, since we don't need that happening again. And no, that doesn't mean showing my face, because in this climate, it's not the smartest move on my part. I mean, return to talking about indie animation in general, but not on the level of random Sharo Ring. But introduce more shows to this channel as time goes on, and as to not overwhelm myself and give me time to learn the series and be able to make it actually decent theories while adding variety that DT never had, just covering Murder Drones content. This would allow me to have a much more dynamic fan base across indie animation fandoms and bring more fans together. Now, on a recent live stream I asked you guys when I made this change to my content if I should rebrand the channel from Murder Drones to indie animation in general. And during the live, many of you gave suggestions, but I feel like none of them had the same ring and notability as Drone Throne. Whether positive or negative, mostly negative. However, my fans still continue to support me. So thank you so much for that, you guys. After much consideration, I made the decision to stick with the Drone Throne name and branding and keep the current icon, as I feel it's too iconic, and sure, it's pretty infamous in this community. So why get rid of the glorious name like Drone Throne, right? So the name and icon will remain the same. The main difference is coming is that I'll be covering more indie animation besides Murder Drones. So what is next? What is the next show we will be covering? I'm about to tell you. Well, on that things will be changing live stream, I did with my fans and friends, the chat suggested overwhelming to me, to take a crack at Lackadaisy, which I really did enjoy, and have quite a bit to say about it, and haven't been able to since I felt this account should remain fully Murder Drones related. But considering that Murder Drones looks to be ending, and it will get boring fast. To be fair, even if Murder Drones does continue, it will still get exhausting covering the same show, especially one that I argue deserves a bit more content, like what Intermission did. But I already covered that in a previous theory. You can go check that out after this video, but now I'm able to cover it. Now, there are other indie animation people who have suggested to me, such as Ramshackle and Cliffside, which I will definitely be checking out and covering on this channel in the months ahead. And I'm very excited to give this channel much needed variety that it lacked. Now, originally, I was planning on talking strictly about Murder Drones on this account from now until the end of time, but that's just not practical. As well as the content would become pretty repetitive really fast. I'd argue the Murder Drones video on this account have become just that. It's not just me either, it's the fandom as a whole. It seems to be running out of ideas to try and scrape the bottom of the barrel of a show that's already halfway out the door. The fandom will always remain, of course, in the form of fan art and projects, but it won't nearly be as prevalent as it was prior. Now, I did mention earlier lackadaisy content, and by that I mean I'll make a couple of videos on it since we really only have one episode at the time of writing. Another show you guys want me to talk about is Has-Been and Hell of a Boss. However, those shows never really interested me that much. I watched them, but I never fully truly cared where it went. It could continue, doesn't matter to me. I simply don't care where it goes. But maybe I'll do Has-Been down the road, but don't expect it to be a weekly thing or anything. So essentially, DT will remain the same in terms of branding, but we are slowly going to shift into animation in general. One animation at a time as to not overwhelm myself and start devolving back into shadowrun. We don't want that. None of us want that. As well, I would like to plug our Discord server, King Gage's Check-In Station, which you can join in the link in the description and pinned comment. And before I get going, a quick update on our comic series prequel to Reflectance. Originally, we wanted a July 20th release, and obviously that date came and went. So when is it coming? Well, I want to say the production is great. The two artists of Faded Spirit and Auburn Monkey are doing a great job on the illustration of Jade and Marcy. And the voice acting was just amazing. Everyone's doing fine. I don't have a date for you, but we think we might do it mid to late August. But I have been your host, Bubba, filling in for DT. Let me know in the comments if you're excited to see other indie animation on this channel. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on the video here. Bubba out.